Hey everyone, it's Ari Honeyford with the Awkwardly Zen podcast. And you might see a familiar face here if you have been following along with the podcast. I have the lovely Valorie Lewis. And Valorie is coming in specifically to talk about something really cool that she has coming up. Now, if you're not in the Denver area, we are going to talk about Denver, but I want you to listen anyway because there is going to be so many more opportunities because Valorie is taking this show on the road. So Valorie, hello, welcome.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Okay, so I've been hinting about this show. Will you please tell the audience, what is the show? When is it? What can we expect? Like, give us all the details.
Sure, and I'm super excited about this too. So it's happening on July 28th, which is a Sunday. It's going to be in Lafayette, Colorado, which is just outside Denver, I believe. Yes.
Yes.
And the event is so fun. It's called Valerie Explains Life, the Universe, and Everything. So it's going to start in the morning with me doing a little comedy. I am scared a little bit, mostly excited, stand-up comedy. And then after that, I'm doing a keynote address where I give channel messages and talk a little bit about the things I've learned in my spiritual journey and whatever comes through from spirit to share with the audience. And then in the afternoon, I'll be doing gallery readings for a full 2 hours, and that'll be super fun and exciting. And we close everything out with the social hour.
I love that. So, what I love the most about this event and how excited I am is one, that you are putting yourself out there in this really big way. Because I think that in the metaphysical world, as we see time and time again, it's really easy to try to keep yourself small because it feels safe in that small zone. So, as you put yourself out there for this really big event and you're traveling to come do it, I mean, you're traveling to me, so but you're traveling and you're doing all of that. What was the moment where you went, I got to take this leap. I've got to jump into this future that I want to create for myself.
Yeah, it was a couple of things. I kept asking, I knew what my goals were. I know I've wanted to be a public speaker. I know I've wanted to do events like this, conference type event. And I keep asking spirit, I was asking spirit, when are you going to give it to me? When are you going to hand it to me? And I kept hearing, when are you going to make it happen? When are you going to create this? When are you going to manifest this? So
Wow.
that was a big thing to get over. Yeah, taking the leap was, oh, you mean you're not going to like have somebody call me and ask me to speak at their event? You mean I have to do this myself? So that's kind of where it went. And as I get further along and closer to the event date, what I'm realizing is, yes, it is about the event, but it's so much more about me putting myself in a position to even imagine something of this size. So it's been quite the growth process.
Yeah, and I love I am so impressed because when I think about all the things that you're offering, I mean there's multiple food options in there and there's all of this interaction, and for a full day event and all of that food, the tickets are, remind me.
$188,
Yeah, which
which
is
is less than it cost for a 1 hour reading with me.
totally, which is what I think is so amazing. And it's so funny because like I have to do this in my own life so much where I will stop and I'll go $188, and then I think about the things that I spend $188 on, and spending $188 on my growth in my spiritual world and stepping forward, and I have no doubt that the things that you're about to share with us are going to help everyone in that room step forward into a better version of themselves. So to me, like, it's a no-brainer. That's easy. Not just because you're my best friend, but because I know the value you bring into the world. So I'm super excited about that.
Yay.
All right. So when you talk about comedy, let's talk about comedy. Both of us have kind of stepped into this idea that it's okay to be funny. And
Yes.
it's kind of a weird thing to do when you've been secretly funny or like quietly on the side funny for a long time, to have the faith to say, no, guess what? I am funny. I am. I've got funny things to say. What is it with the doubts that come up with that? How do you experience that?
And let me just say, I love that you are putting yourself out there because you've been a huge source of inspiration to me as well with your Instagram and your characters. And I just love watching that and following that. So that's huge to have other people stepping up into to the space so that I can say, oh yeah, I can do that. Look at my friend. Look what she's doing.
Oh,
It's really cool, and I think it's something you and I do naturally because that's how we relate to people through comedy. And once you grab their attention through comedy, then you can deliver those messages, and it's just so much smoother, and they're so open and receptive to it, just like what you're doing. Almost every one of your messages that you are relaying, I know, are like channeled insights and messages from spirit. And how are we dealing with this situation? And what about this on the spiritual journey? But it's in such a fun way that you've got all these people looking at you and receiving those messages from spirit. So that's what I'm hoping to accomplish as well, is using comedy as a tool to deliver those messages.
well, and you say I'm hoping to just because you have this big event, but you do that on a daily basis, right? Like I go to your events,
I think I'm funny.
I think I'm funny. You are funny, you are. So and I love that. And I think like that's just it, right? Is through moderating Awkwardly Zen events and through you moderating your Tro Unicorns and Coffee events and all of that, um, we have stepped into that idea that it doesn't have to be so serious all the time. It doesn't have to be like if you're not laser focused and doing it exactly right, you're going to fail. And it's one of the things I love the most about our friendship and our partnership here is that we both get to be silly with one another and get mad about the stuff that's happening.
Yes. Yes. That anger part, yep. That's how I keep myself saying is I have to find a way to laugh about it because I sure do be getting angry at spirit.
Totally. And I think that's the other thing that I love about your events is that you're not asking anyone to find this perfect version of themselves. Because Lord knows we haven't, right? So
Right.
I'm assuming there's going to be a lot of real talk about like this is not rainbows and butterflies all the time. This is like real life shit.
Exactly. Exactly. Yep.
I think that's the first time I've sworn on Awkwardly Zen the podcast.
What?
I
Well,
know.
of course you would do that while I'm a guest.
It does seem likely. So should people expect a little bit of Valorie sass?
Oh, absolutely. I've put out there that 18 and older only. Do not bring your kids. There might be talks about dicks and spirituality. It's all going to go together. But yes, it is intended for an adult crowd. It will be me. So there will be cursing and all the things that make me fun.
Totally, totally. Some of my favorite moments with Valorie over the years have been when she has fully embraced her full sass. So your granddaughters have also taken on that full sass. Valorie has twin granddaughters and a grandson who are the coolest kids ever. I mean, don't tell my grandkids that. All of our grandkids are awesome. But how has it been embracing your spirituality with those littles around you? Because you watch them quite a bit.
It's been really, really fun. And I'm realizing the more open I am about it, the more naturally inclined they are to just accept it as the truth. Like there's no resistance with them. I say I'm psychic, and they're like, yep. They tell their friends now, my Gigi's psychic. And so there's no resistance around it. So I love that because, and it's not just with being psychic, it's with their perception of the world. So I'm glad that I'm part of being able to help them be more accepting and more open to all things, but also they're examining it for themselves. And that is so key for me. So yeah, I say I'm psychic, and sometimes they question that. Like they'll be doing something and I'll be like, what are you doing? And they'll look at me and, well, aren't you psychic? I'm like, well, hold on a minute, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and I think especially like you were raised in a pretty strict religion, so to be able to be a part of allowing them to make their own beliefs, I think it's been fun to watch you let go of some of your religious trauma, for lack of a better term, with that interaction, even though I know that there are things that you loved about your upbringing as much as there were things that you didn't like.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, and I'm sure we'll hear some of that at the event.
Yes. Yes, I do plan on talking a little bit about who I am and my journey and how I got to where I am. So there will be that. Yes.
Yeah, and I think that that is so key for you. I know for a fact, like I have sent people your way who I can't connect with in the same way as you because I haven't had that experience. And I do think that the universe, source, God, whatever you want to say, sometimes gives us this beautiful opportunity to really connect with someone through personal experience, not just through the psychic abilities.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Let's say absolutely a couple more times, Val. Absolutely.
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 All right. Well, Val, tell us one more time where the event is, when the event is, where they can get their tickets.
Sure. Sunday, July 28th, it's happening at Nisi's Event Center in Lafayette, Colorado. And you can go to my website, Goddess with an Attitude. There's a big link at the top that says events, and you can find all of the details on the event and what's in store for you, and also purchase your tickets. And ticket sales in July 14th. So don't wait till the last minute. So make sure you
Okay.
get it.
You better get on it, y'all.
Yeah.
And I will say, you will see a lot of your Awkwardly Zen favorites there. We've got people coming in from out of town. We've got quite a few people who've already gotten tickets who are going to be people who you've interacted with, who you've seen on the podcast. And I just love that.
Yes.
And so it's always such a fun thing to get our little family together and have so much fun. And also I mean, I'm partial to Valorie coming into town for sure. It feels like I see you more than I see my friends that are actually in Denver, though.
That's so funny.
All right, Valorie. Well, thank you so much for being on with us today. You guys, if you want to learn more about Valorie, you can go back and watch episode 1. The first podcast that we put out was Valorie. For those of you who don't know, Valorie is on the lead team of Awkwardly Zen as well. So all of the things that happen, Valorie is very much a huge part of that. And I could not do it without her. She has been such a amazing asset to have with the community and such a valuable part of the community. So Valorie, thank you so much for that. You guys, she was the most valuable Zenner last year. So I would make her that every year if I could, but we gotta spread the wealth
We
a
got to
little
spread
bit.
it around. We got to
We
spread the
do.
love.
We do. All right. Well, I love you so much, Val, and I will see you in person here soon. I'm so excited.
Yes.
And you guys go buy your tickets. Remember, ticket sales end on July 14th. So get on it right now.